prediction videos are sometimes what you think. In this case, this is what I think they'll do, right? Not so much me, what I would do always, but a little bit. I think the Ravens are going to line up this way with the 53-man roster. Quarterback, I think it's 2 and not 3. I don't think there's any question about, obviously, Lamar Jackson, one of the best quarterbacks, if not the best quarterback in the league. Number 1, QB1, Josh Johnson, QB2. That's it. Josh Johnson, I think, might have saved his spot with a good performance in the last game. He's been kind of shaky in camp. From everything I'm reading, he hasn't been great. He was good on Saturday. I think he's good enough to play in one game. I kind of stand by that. I don't think I think they're going to bring somebody in to play if it's a stretch of games. I think they'll look at a Tannehill or something like that after the season starts if it's not going well. But I think they feel like, okay, let's save a few bucks here, and then Josh Johnson in. Leary, I don't think he's even going to be on the practice squad. Devin Leary, and I doubt it. I think Emory Jones might have a shot for a practice squad. I'm not sure either one of them is going to be on it, though. I think Emory Jones might have a shot at it. He looked decent enough in the game. I think they're probably fighting for practice squad spots. I think both of them might go the whole way in the game against Green Bay. Now, running backs. Green Bay, 6. Derrick Henry, obviously the big free agent addition in the offseason. Justice Hill, who we've hardly seen in preseason, but for sure he's on the team. Owen Wright, I thought has been outstanding so far in camp. And Pat Ricard, obviously, at fullback. I don't think Ali makes it. I think Ali definitely is a sure bet for the practice squad if somebody else takes him. But I think Owen Wright's outplayed him. I think it's pretty obvious. Ali was pretty good in the last game, but it's clear he was behind on the depth chart to Owen Wright. So Owen Wright definitely was playing earlier. Not also, too, you have to look at, when you're looking at a lot of these things, especially in preseason games, not how well they played also, but when they played, right? If one guy's playing much earlier than another one, they're ahead of them on the depth chart in a lot of cases. So you might be playing good late in the fourth quarter, but if you didn't get into like the third, that kind of tells you what they think. But I think Ali will get in. Keaton Mitchell, I think, is obviously going to be here at some point. But I mean, pretty much we know he's going to start on IR or PUP to start the season. So I don't think he'll be on the 53. I'm pretty sure. I think it'll be PUP in his case. He'll miss the first 4-6 games. Wide receiver. Zay Flowers, Rashad Bateman, Nelson Aguilar, Tylan Wallace, Devontae Walker, Deontay Hardy. Flowers, there's no question about it. I think he's the best receiver by a good distance. Bateman, I think, again, you almost want to say, he had a good camp, but he's missed so much time here and there. He is a good enough player. They can keep him healthy. I think he'll be fine. Aguilar, been a little shaky in camp, but I'm not as worried about him. I mean, he's a vet. He's been around a long time. Tylan Wallace, I think, is probably going to be their fourth receiver. I think moved up the depth chart here. I think definitely by circumstances or not, I definitely think he's going to be there. Definitely he's good on special teams, we know. Devontae Walker, been battling injuries, but I don't think he gets cut. I think he's there. A little disappointing in camp, I think, because he has not really, I was kind of maybe seeing if he could challenge for that third spot. That definitely hasn't happened. I don't know how much he's going to contribute early. He's just getting back healthy. So we'll see. Deontay Hardy, I think, takes the sixth spot, the kick return spot. I definitely think he's going to be there. Somewhat Wade there at the wide receiver. I don't think he makes it. I don't think there is a possibility they could take 7 receivers. I don't know about that. Ordinarily they only take 6. They usually don't keep 7 receivers. So I think it's 6. These are the 6. I think Bateman, Flowers, Bateman, Aguilar, Wallace, Walker, Hardy. I think Hardy is there, even though, again, but like I would say this is the position group I think has been very quiet in camp of all the of everywhere. I think it's really tough to tell. I know why some people wanting Wade and Kirkland and a lot of these guys. I mean, because they haven't shown much here in camp, so it's hard to tell. No brain here, obviously. You would think I'm crazy if I didn't do this. Mark Andrews, Isaiah Likely, Charlie Kolar, no question about it. The only question here is this the best tight end room in the entire NFL? Charlie Kolar, I think. Mark Andrews is an all pro. Isaiah Likely, I think, is a future starter in the league. No question about it. I think Charlie Kolar actually might have a bigger long-term future with the Ravens. I think they might be trying to turn him into the new version of Nick Boyle, blocking tight end. So that's at 3. Offensive line. Above the line is the starters. Ronnie Stanley, Andrew Voorhees, Tyler Linderbaum, Daniel Falele, Roger Rosengarten. Who else makes it? Patrick McCarry, obviously he's going to be there. Josh Jones, rookie Nick Semek, Ben Cleveland, and Salalatu. Falele, I gotta think they're looking at something here. I think they cannot be. I think they're saying that Falele. They're all but saying that Falele is going to start at right guard. I can't imagine they've been happy with what they've been seeing. I can't imagine that's right. But that's as of right now. That's what it looks like. Stanley, Voorhees, Linderbaum, Falele, Rosengarten. Voorhees, I think, has played well enough to start. I think he had the little gaff there in the last game. He's not a rookie, but he's never really played in the game yet. Going to make some mistakes. Same with Rosengarten. I think you've seen enough there. I really think they're going to try hard to keep McCarry in the 6 role. We have so much value as well. Linderbaum and Stanley injuries, very quiet for them. Little concerned about Linderbaum. They're saying it's okay, but he hasn't played in so long. They could just be being extra cautious or really want to see reps. I think it's 10 too. I think they definitely here can't be that confident, and they're going to keep 10 guys. McCarry is probably for sure. Josh Jones, I think, makes the team. I think I think there's some versatility there. Samek, I think if he's healthy enough, I think he was running with the first team, so that kind of tells me what they think of him. Cleveland seems to be in Harbaugh's doghouse all the time. I don't think I think they keep him though. I think they keep him. And Salah, not a great camp for him apparently, but I think they keep 10. I think he stays. I don't think they do anything else there with him. If it is 9, I think he could go though. I don't think they will, but I think if it is 9, I think he would be the one to go. I think they would keep everybody else. Absolutely no drama here as well. Matt Abuke, Michael Pierce, Broderick Washington, John Harbaugh guy, Brent Irvin, Travis Jones. Only thing is Jones going to start over Pierce. I don't think they're going to announce that initially. Travis Jones has been terrific during camp. This would be a shock if anything else happened. It's somewhat for sure here. I would say there's been nothing shocking or no rookie or anything like that would take the spot. If they did carry 6 or something like that, they would bring somebody else in, or possibly there's an injury we don't know about. But that's I'm very, very confident that's what's going to look like. That tight end, I'd be shocked if it looked any other way. Linebacker. All right. The starters, Adafi Owe, Roquan Smith, Trent Simpson, Kyle Van Noy. Van Noy could start. A little concerned about his age. He had a great year last year, more sacks than usual. Really, again, I think maybe in his case, I think maybe they were almost hoping that somebody would outplay him. Really hasn't happened. Devarius Robinson, probably the closest to that. Maybe they stick him in a starting role. I don't know. I don't think so. I think it's Van Noy as well. Isaac, I don't know how much he contributes just at the outside linebacker. David Ajabo as well, finally healthy. I tell you what, I've been hard on Ajabo, but he really seems like a great guy. Listening to his interviews and everything like that, what a good guy David Ajabo is. What a positive soul. I can kind of see more now why he's getting – I'm not giving him a pass on the field because he hasn't done anything, but it really seems like a good guy here. I was impressed with David Ajabo listening to him. Chris Board, I think special teams as well. Malik Harrison as well. good backup inside linebackers. I think veteran guys. Malik Harrison, just like his 5th year with the team. Chris Board back with the Ravens. So good linebacker group, I think. Inside, you're very strong. Outside, you're still looking for the pass rush. Question mark. I don't know if it's anybody there, but I'm a little less worried about it because Matabuke has arrived. Like he's going to get you a lot of sacks. Couple more. Marlon Humphrey, Brandon Stevens for sure. They're going to start. Nate Wiggins is going to be the nickel. Some people would say that's a starting position. I still have it. Top back up there. TJ Tampa, Jalen Armour Davis is going to be on there. This is the 5 I think they're going to go with. Arthur Millette is going to be on the team. I don't know how that goes. I don't know if they're going to just, a nasty 53 and immediately put him on IR, put him on PUP. For the purposes of the first game, he's not going to be there. So I think at some point he's going to be there and take the spot. A lot of people seem to be convinced that Jalen Armour Davis and Pepe Williams have made this team. They've been good in camp. Here's the problem. We've kind of seen this movie before. They've been good in camp. They haven't been good in the regular season. They made all these moves for a reason. I'm not as convinced. I think Armour Davis, because of the Millette injury, has kind of played his way, at least for now, on there. But I don't want to be too disrespectful, but I'm not as convinced. Everybody seems to be so convinced that they played so well where they have. I'm not as convinced. I think Davis, though, has done enough, and there is a spot open where he's going to stay there as well. I think practice squad for sure. I think that's a thing. Few more spots. 50. Go to safety. Kyle Hamilton, Marcus Williams, Eddie Jackson, Adarius Washington, Bo Braid, Sesame Kane. That's the tail end. That's 6 out there. Did I get it right? Yeah, 6. There we go. I didn't got it. Okay, so Kyle Hamilton. I think there's no question about it. If he's not the best safety in the league, he's one of the best in the league. I think Marcus Williams is outstanding as well. I think health has kind of bugged him, but I think he's top shelf as well. Eddie Jackson, bit of a reclamation, but so many years. One thing he did do well for so many years is take the ball away. So that's definitely something there. Now playing as a backup. Darius Washington, can't wait to see it. I don't know if he's going to start in nickel corner or not, but definitely he's going to be on the field. Darius has been really good. Just got to get him healthy enough. Kane, I think, I think he's had good camp. I think he's had some injury issues. But I think in spite of it, I think he's been also good. And Bo Braid, I commented that it looked exactly like it looked at Maryland last year. Very quiet, 8 tackles. Right? Everybody kept saying that Jason Parham was the best player that Maryland had. And I kept saying Bo Braid because the stat sheet kept saying 8, 10, 11, 12. This guy, I think he's made the team. I think they keep him. I think they're very excited to have him. He may get overlooked because he's not a highlight film, but I think he's made it. I think he's been very impressive, and I think they're going to keep him for special teams and his tackling ability. Never misses a tackle. Justin Tucker, Jordan Stout, Nick Moore. They got Nick Moore back, so I'm sure they're happy about that. He had to miss all last season. Stout, not a great camp, apparently. And Tucker is the GOAT, greatest kicker of all time. No question about it, going to the Hall of Fame. There you go. You're 53 Baltimore Ravens. Good roster, guys. Good roster. Concerns at a couple places. Backup quarterback still a concern for me. Obviously, the offensive line. One thing with the line, we haven't really seen him with Lamar yet. We haven't really seen him with Henry yet. We haven't really seen him with the first unit really going. That will help. I think you're going to see a lot of stuff to the tight ends early. We'll see. But definitely a concern. You're going to have, 3 guys that have never started before. Period. So you got 2 guys you're going to have against Kansas City. Voorhees will probably start, and Rosegard for sure will probably start. They've never played a game. Interesting. Tough first game against Kansas City. So we will see about that as well. But I think that's what the 53 looks like. when they actually roll it out when they actually roll it out on Tuesday. Thumbs up. Talking more about the game that happened with the Falcons on Saturday. Thumbs up. Josh Johnson, I think, saved his roster spot with the Ravens. I think they would have been making some calls if he had played poorly, played well. I think they know what they're getting. I don't think they're overjoyed with his performance, but I think they know what they're getting. They're going to save some money here with the guy, take a shot on the guy. Lamar's going to do most of the heavy lifting. So happy to have Josh Johnson. Trent Simpson, no reason for him to play anymore in the preseason. No reason. Let's not. We've seen enough. No reason for him to play in the last game. There's no reason. Bo Braid led the team in tackles in the last game. He had 8 tackles in the last game. I think he's made the team. I can't imagine I don't know if you can risk cutting him. That's the other thing that goes into these decisions. Can you risk? Is somebody else going to pick him up? I'm sure they would. So I definitely would think that's right. All right, I think it's been good all camp as well. So shout out to On Right. I think he's going to be on the roster. Interesting to see how that goes. David Ajabo. I'm rooting for David Ajabo. I think David Ajabo seems like a good guy. He was on the field at least, which is good. So shout out to David Ajabo actually getting on the field. We're still a big question mark, though. We still don't know anything yet about David Ajabo on the field. Let's see if they can keep him healthy. Hey, they would love nothing more than to have David Ajabo and Adafi Owe starting at the. All right, so let's go ahead and get squared away. So we did thumbs up. Who is thumbs down? Daniel Falele. I'm almost convinced that this is a smokescreen that they want to start Falele at right guard. He just hasn't looked good. I don't know what else to say about that. I wish I could say something else. I was really trying to maybe something else, but yeah, he hasn't looked good. But I gotta think that smoke. Maybe there's a trade. Maybe there's something going on. I gotta think that. Ben Cleveland didn't play as well at center. Had a big gaffe. Snapped the ball in the game without like Josh Johnson being not in communication with a center. He's not a center. That's not what you do with a guy who's played guard his whole career and put him at center. Center is different, I think, almost than any other spot. So interesting to see how that goes. Voorhees not as well in this game as well. A bit of a gaffe that he made, kind of jumped off. Our guy got blown up. Not as good, but I think overall one play, but a little bit of a concern as we go along, as teams see him more, have more film on him. Devontae Walker really quiet in this one as well. I think he hasn't been really healthy for whole camp. I think that's probably been part of it as well. And Devin Leary wasn't any good again. I'd be shocked if they even kept him on practice squad. I don't think so. So that's how they look. Thumbs up, thumbs down. One more game is on